94.7 Asempa FM Sony. Emrena Siasubio. A brand new week is here with us. Another Monday afternoon, the 14th day of September 2020. Many thanks for joining us. 23 after 2, live from our national studios at 355 Fanofa Street in Kokomlemle, Accra. Ekosiisen Emrena Subio. If we say it promises to be quite a packed week from today till Friday. Press conferences after press conferences. Still on your election headquarters, Kokomoti Power, Asempa FM. So and the countdown is still on. And aka 80 saying. Hey, so how many days to elections 2020? Jackson checking my saying. Okay. Na yentumi some a little over 80 days. 84 days. Wow. 84 days to elections 2020. And easy. The countdown is still on. And the motion and so MIA. While we wait for that, no, only say political parties, no, press conferences after press conferences, and the place to get all the press conferences no Asempa FM. So the NPP another press conference yebefa de amamo live ewo Ekosiisen so intimontion nso emayen o chira nso wodim say NDC for ekoye manifesto launch ni bi ewo Kumase eno nso no ye de honsem ebebremo men sheda ensemre ewo Ekosiisen so yenko Alisa Hotel na NPP press conference no ashe asie Sheikh Dr. Mustafa Abdul. That's
what they're saying, and I'm not happy at all.
Who is saying what?
Also calling for Abasi.
Me call Lisa Hotel.
Oh, yeah, because I'm surprised.
Me call Lisa Hotel and some.
Who you say your air na?
Yeah, your air.
Oh, my corporate. That's all bad.
Mamin Comra. In the Mequaba, my Hinquabana Santiatana say, Yanko Lisa Hotel, Mra, Yaba, Yen Commono Etwaso.
Media, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the single most important trigger for the development and forward movement of any society. In the past 3 years, going on 4, we have seen and experienced a palpable advancement in the fortunes of our country. This is thanks to the leadership of President Koo Fori. Today, we want to dwell on 3 major leadership qualities that all researchers on leadership agree are critical for the forward movement of any society or organization. These are 1, trust and credibility. 2, vision and conviction. And 3, empathy and compassion. I want to repeat that again because it's important. Trust and credibility, vision and conviction, and empathy and compassion. It is not for nothing that we titled our manifesto Leadership of Service. We believe that leadership should be for the service of the people. And everything that we have done these past 3 years have absolutely been in the service of the people. Thanks to the leadership of President Koo Fori, our country is on the move. It is on the move because we have moved from annual growth rates of 3.6% to 7% under the presidency of Koo Fori. Our country is on the move because we have moved from the average 1.6% annual GDP per capita growth to 4.7% annual GDP per capita growth under Koo Fori. We have moved because we have moved from 1.1% average growth rate of exports to 14.9% annual growth rate of exports under President Koo Fori. We have moved because we have moved from inflation rates of 15.4% in 2016 to meet the central bank's inflation target range of 6 to 10% in 2018 and 2019. We have moved because we have moved from annual manufacturing value added growth rates of 2.1% to average 6.7% annual manufacturing value added growth under President Koo Fori. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, what is the implication and impact of these statistics on the lives of people? A strong economy, such as the one that we have created, is what creates the fiscal space that allows for us to implement free SHS, which today allows 400,000 students who, but for free SHS, will be on the streets. Remember, prior to free SHS, an average 100,000 students dropped off in the transition from junior high school to senior high school. Education is life and livelihood. Education is what enables me to stand before you today to address the nation. Education is what allows a poor boy from Widana in the remote corner of the Upper East region to be senior lecturer in religious studies and to be minister for inner city and Zongo development. Only education does that. You see, when we talk about free SHS, our opponents say, for NDC, MPP people, when you ask them about cocoa, they say free SHS. When you ask them about Kose, they say free SHS. Let me tell you the linkage between cocoa and free SHS. Free SHS is what empowers a young boy or girl to acquire the requisite skills that empowers them with the entrepreneurial ability to engage meaningfully in the society and to earn a living to be able to buy cocoa not only for themselves but also to take care of their families. That is the direct linkage between cocoa and free SHS. So there's a direct link between education and the ability to feed ourselves. When countries say that they want to eradicate poverty, ignorance, and disease, what essentially they are saying is that they want to eradicate illiteracy. The reason today Ghanaians are migrating to South Korea, to Thailand, to Malaysia, to Singapore, is because these countries have created wealth through the eradication of illiteracy. That's what it is. If mineral resources were what developed nations, we would not be here today. We would be a developed nation. It is humans. Human capital is the most important factor in the development of any nation. Those of us who did O-level economics or even economics at senior high school level have been told that there are 4 factors of production. And out of those 4 factors of production, the entrepreneur is the most important factor of production, not the capital, not the labor. And what empowers you with entrepreneurial ability and capacity is education. And so education is important. So if you have a president who has the vision to tackle education head on and promise to eradicate illiteracy within a generation, that is your president for the times. It took the conviction and vision of President Koo Fori to make the point that Ghana needed to invest all its resources in the education of its children. Today, thanks to that vision and conviction, like I have already said, many families are able to educate their children meaningfully without poverty being a hindrance. At that time, many people had argued that the free SHS will collapse both the economy and our country and its educational system. They said that. Now it takes a leader with conviction to stand his ground and to implement such a life-transforming policy. Ladies and gentlemen, the data also reveals that on average, successive NPP governments have performed better in improving the living conditions of Ghanaians than successive governments of other parties under the Fourth Republic. The NPP has successfully reduced unemployment at an average rate of 15.0% annually. Hitherto, we had an unemployed graduates association in our country, which, thanks to the innovative policies of President Akufo-Addo, does not exist anymore. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the point I'm making is that it takes bold, decisive, and visionary leadership to turn around the fortunes of a country whose economy was in a ditch. It bears remembering that this MPP government came into office at a time when another government had thrown its hands in despair and ran to the IMF for a bailout and for what it called, quote, policy credibility, unquote. Now, the first task of any government should be to establish credibility in itself and in its ability to manage the affairs of the country. It is a massive dent on the sovereignty of our country if its government looks for credibility from external sources. Credibility is innate. It is not external. Even at the individual level, you are the only one who can establish your own credibility. Credibility is not bestowed. And so for our country between 2015 and 2016 to have run to external sources to give us credibility was a huge dent on our sovereignty and, as the Akan will say, on our dishia status. That's what the Gomba people call blechinsi. Self-worth. It's important. We call on Ghanaians in this 2020 election cycle to choose credibility over a lack of credibility. Indeed, this country had so lost its sense of credibility that it had to import plantain from Côte d'Ivoire to feed its people. It is the responsibility of governments to create the enabling environment for farmers to work to feed a nation. The visionary and far-sighted leadership of Akufo-Addo through the Planting for Food and Jobs program has turned Ghana around from a net importer to a net exporter of food. Today, Ghana exports the following food items to the ECOWAS West African region: cashew, plantain, and I maintain plantain, and I like plantain because you need to remember that in 2016, this is a food product we were importing. Today we are exporting it. Yam, cassava, maize, banana, pineapple, soya beans, coconut, coffee, palm oil, and shea butter. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the Akan people say that atiye ema arefie, unquote. To wit, comfort engenders forgetfulness. We have taken the new comfort for granted and have forgotten that it has not always been like this. It has taken the vision and conviction of President Akufo-Addo to restore the dignity and sanity of our country and its people. So soon, people have forgotten that for 3 years, we slept in darkness. For 3 years, businesses in this country had collapsed because of Dumsor. Indeed, Dumsor cost this country billions of cedis, according to ISE's report. It was not for lack of capacity, as all parties in this country agree. It was simply because the economy was in such poor state that the NDC government could not raise the money required to keep the lights on. When we make the argument today, they tell us that they resolved Dumsor before they exited. Here are the statistics of how many hours the lights were off in 2015, 2016, and 2017. So you will see who eradicated Dumsor. In 2015, there were 868 hours, 44 minutes of power outage. 886 hours, 44 minutes of power outages. In 2016, there were 320 hours and 27 minutes of power outages. In 2017, there were 41 hours and 7 minutes of power outages, and then it pans out. So it cannot be the case, it cannot be true that under the NDC, Dumsor was resolved. And these are GRIDCO statistics that are available for checking. So they should tell us if resolving Dumsor amounts to over 800 hours of power outages. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, that is what a leadership of vision and conviction does. But beyond vision and conviction, we need leadership of empathy and compassion. For many years, Ghanaians in rural areas were dying because basic medical deliverables like anti-snake serums were unavailable. The empathy that President Akufo-Addo has for the rural people and his vision got him to institute the drone service for delivering critical medical supplies to remote areas of our country in order to save lives. We have established drone delivery services in Omenakun in the eastern region, Walewale in the northeast region, Mampong in the Ashanti region, and Sehuyoso in the western north region. To date, 79,800 life-saving products, medical products have been delivered to 945 health facilities across the country, including 2,500 COVID samples to 2 testing centers. Just yesterday, Ghana's drone delivery system, together with that of Rwanda, were the subject of a BBC documentary. Indeed, our country is being held in higher esteem across the world just because of the innovation of this drone delivery service. Today, Akufo-Addo's leadership is being praised across the world, with his quotes making it into many write-ups and articles in respected journals across the country. Just go to YouTube or even Google and search for the 10 top most respected leaders across the African continent and see where your president places, and juxtapose that with what the case was before the presidency of Akufo-Addo. 'Addo. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the leader of our time. He has the vision, the conviction, the compassion, and the competence to lead Ghana at this time. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, you don't need an example to authenticate the point that I am making. The nose masks that many of us are wearing should tell you the times that we are in. We are in a COVID era. President Akufo-Addo's management of the COVID pandemic has been exemplary. Today, we are almost beginning to forget that the pandemic exists. Indeed, in many parts of the world today, the pandemic still rages. Just yesterday, Israel reimposed wide sweeping COVID restrictions. In places like India, Brazil, and the rest of them, the disease is still raging. And the World Health Organization has said that countries like Ghana, which the disease is going down, is because of the leadership of the country and the leadership that has been provided in the management of this crisis. When the president started to put in systematic and well thought out measures to contain the pandemic, and when he said, and I quote, "We shall defeat COVID-19 together," unquote, many took it as political talk. But he knew what he was doing. From the partial imposition of lockdowns to the easing of restrictions to sending final year students to school, many Ghanaians were nervous and wanted us to copy other countries in the West Africa region who were hesitant to do same. Indeed, some Ghanaians circulated videos of the Minister for Education of Nigeria, where he was saying that Nigeria will not let its final year students take their exit exams this year because, quote, it will be foolhardy to do so. And people circulated these videos. Our opponents circulated them gleefully and saying Akufo-Addo should copy the Nigerians. They are not sending their children to school to go and die. Today, Nigeria has followed the Ghanaian example and has sent its students back to school. Only a leader of conviction who believes in the soundness of his vision, who is able to stand his ground in emergency situations such as this pandemic, and to take decisions that seem at first or that seem doomed to fail, but stands his grounds and at the end of the day is borne out by the results. It takes only a man of conviction. Frankly, if I was president, I would have panicked and perhaps sent our children back to school as many Ghanaians demanded. Not many leaders have the conviction that Akufo-Addo has. A leadership of conviction is what it takes to steer a country out of troubled waters. Whilst it is not yet Uhuru, Ghanaians can see clearly that there has been a leadership of purpose and conviction in the management of COVID-19. And we thank God that Akufo-Addo is president of Ghana at this time. It bears remembering also that in 2013, 2014, Ghanaians were dying in their hundreds of cholera. Leadership of this country looked on helplessly, and I mean helplessly, of a disease that has been studied and it's known, versus a leader who is confronted by a disease that continues to baffle scientists. And even though he's not a scientist himself, because of the soundness of reasoning, vision, conviction, is able to steer the Ghanaian people through the maze. Let us not take the leadership that we have at this time for granted. It doesn't come easy. In further empathy with the Ghanaian people, he gave us reliefs in respect of water and electricity. And because people are compelled to work from home, the president has offered a reduction in the cost of internet services by reducing communication service tax from 9% to 5%, and it's effective today. There's no better display of compassion than this. And curiously, our opponents are describing these reliefs to the Ghanaian people as reckless sharing of what they call freebies. If giving out freebies is what it takes to show leadership of compassion, ameliorate the suffering of the people, raise national morale, raise national consciousness, and galvanize the energies of the people for ensuring a prosperous country, we shall continue to give those freebies without an apology. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the people of Savannah, Oti, Northeast, Ahafo, and the Western North region had been clamoring for separate regions since the immediate post-independence era. Let nobody kid themselves that this creation of new regions is a matter that President Akufo-Addo just dreamt in 2017. It has been the agitation of these regions for decades. And no president had the courage, the conviction, the vision to alter what existed. In other words, the 10 regions. Successive governments promised it and failed. Akufo-Addo promised it and delivered it. It had to take the boldness of a leader with conviction and a leader with the right vision and attitude to go through the constitutional motions required to see the realization of these lifelong dreams of millions of Ghanaians in these newly created regions. The leadership of Akufo-Addo in this matter becomes even more glaring when we remember that there was a son of the Savannah region who was president of this country, who promised that region to his people and failed to deliver it. Today, new regional houses of chiefs are being inaugurated in these regions, and new administration buildings are springing up in these regions, and development is being spread out across the regions. Ladies and gentlemen, leadership is about values. There are many things that we take for granted, but only a visionary leader sees them through. Even the matter of celebrating our independence. Since time immemorial, we've been celebrating independence only in Accra. Took President Akufo-Addo to begin to take independence celebrations across the country, so everybody will feel part of the national consciousness. That is leadership. It is no mean an achievement. Now, that brings me to the issue of Dagbon. The first Independence Day celebration outside of Accra was done in Tamale. Why? Because at long last, peace had been restored to the Dagbon state. Today, the people of Dagbon refer to President Akufo-Addo as Maltina Abudani Akufo-Addo the First. Malti in Dagbani means one who repairs. the repairer of the Dagbon state. Through the instrumentality of Akufo-Addo, the wisdom of the eminent chiefs, and the willingness of the people of Dagbon, today, a chieftaincy dispute that spanned several decades and outlived precedents from Nkrumah to date has been resolved. Mind you, the Dagbon crisis does not date from 2002. It is a crisis that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah dealt with and couldn't resolve. It is a crisis that the NLC regime dealt with and couldn't resolve. It is a crisis that Professor Buzia dealt with and didn't resolve. It is a crisis that I.K. Champong dealt with and couldn't resolve. It is a crisis that A.K. Champong is SMC 1. It is a crisis that SMC 2 dealt with under General Ekufu and didn't resolve. It is a crisis that AFRC dealt with. It is a crisis that PNDC dealt with. It is a crisis that PNP dealt with. It is a crisis that escalated under President Kufuor. And through his wisdom, he established the Tree Community of Eminent Chiefs. At that time, our opponents said that if they came to power, they were going to find and jail people for what happened in Dagbon. So instead of working towards the peace and unity of the Dagbon people, they sought more to divide the people of Dagbon and make this a political matter. In other words, politicizing the Dagbon matter and setting brother against brother. In 2017, when Akufo-Addo assumed the reins of power, he said, and I quote, he said, "Inshallah, in 2018, within 1 year of my presidency, I am going to celebrate Damba with the people of Dagbon." Unquote. At that time, many people thought he was joking. Because for 18 years, the people of Dagbon had not celebrated Damba because of the crisis. So how come you are in power today, within 1 year you are going to celebrate Damba? How is that going to happen? It's not going to happen. That's what people said. Now, even though he missed the 2018 deadline, 2019, Akufo-Addo was the guest of honor at the celebration of Damba Festival after 18 years of the festival being in abeyance. Such is the conviction and vision of Akufo-Addo. It bears remembering that a son of that part of the country had been president before. And there was no movement on the matter. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, I could go on and on and on. But suffice it to say that this country is at a crossroads. The COVID pandemic is still with us. Our first batch of SHS graduates are transitioning into university. All across the world, economies are still in transition. Ghana needs a stable and steady hand to transition us across these challenges. It needs a man of vision and conviction. It needs a man who is trustworthy and is credible. It needs a man of empathy and compassion. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that that man is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. For the first time in our fourth Republican history, we have a president who, in presenting a current manifesto, this one, spends time to outline what he has done with the previous manifesto and with the previous mandate. It has never happened in this Fourth Republic. Everybody just comes, rules for 4 years, and then the next time they present a new manifesto and pretend as if they didn't have a previous mandate. And then we all latch on to the new promises and then we move on. It is what has created credibility crisis for politicians in our country. It takes courage and conviction for a politician to outline and account for a previous mandate before he starts talking about the next mandate. Today, our major opponent is behaving as if he's a new candidate, fresh from the sky, just dropped. Never had any experience in the management of our country. So it's about, we are going to do this, we are going to do that, we are going to do that. Simply because he has this innate belief that Ghanaians have short memories. So Ghanaians have forgotten that 3 years ago he was the president of this country. Three years. January 2017 is not 3 years. 3 years ago you were the president of this country. Now you are going on as if nothing has happened, as if you just fell from the sky. You know the way they say Konfanochi commanded a golden stool that fell from the sky. So God just created him afresh, molded him and dropped him. So he's come. Hallelujah. He's the new Messiah. He's promising things. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. Debbie, we won't allow you, not so fast. We are going to remind you that 3 years ago you were the president of this country. 3. And when we talk, people say, why is it that after you have said all your achievements, you are always mentioning your opponent? Because this election is about two people. It's about Koo Fori and your mama. It's not about Koo Fori alone. We cannot go on and on and on as MPP as if we don't have an opponent in this election. We do. And if you ask me, quite a formidable opponent, because this is the only human being in this country who God has graced with all the levels of political position. Nobody. 30 million Ghanaians. You, out of 30 million people, and you are the only one that Allah chooses to make you assemblyman and make you MP and make you deputy minister and make you minister and make you vice president and make you president, and you mess up Allah's blessing like that, and then suddenly you want us to forget that you were the most blessed human being in this country. We won't forget, wallahi. We will remind you. We will remind you. We will remind you that Allah gave you everything and you messed it. And the people gave their verdict on that matter in 2016. And it was a very damning verdict. It was a very damning verdict. You recorded the heaviest defeat ever in Ghana's electoral history. So really and truly, as Sir John said, may his soul rest in peace, what is it that you left at the Jubilee House that you want to go back and take? Sir John offered to go and take it for him. Now he's no more. But as we say, the offer still stands. The offer stands. Faisal Ibrahim Sise can pick it up for you. We invite our major opponent not to carry on as if he's a new candidate. Let him have the courage to own his 2012 manifesto and tell us what he did with that mandate. It is important. Untia kadada unika fofro. kadada isa otua aname boa ansana wedi kaf ya mafoforo sheka bia sofon bashi sanan kaci sabon bashi she ayo samkurama katana ndi hasampala ibu yu samkurala to ko disi sampala. How many languages have I spoken? so that it is very clear, so that there is absolutely no doubt what I'm talking about. That is the only way he can justify inviting us to interrogate a new manifesto. The new manifesto cannot stand except it stands on the foundation of the previous mandate. Let us debate the previous mandate. You cannot. No matter how fast they try to run, we will bring them back to the old mandate and our own mandate, which is about to run out. And let's compare what we all did with the inheritance. Ladies and gentlemen, at the heart of every manifesto commitment is credibility. I emphasize credibility again. We are saying that among the two leading contenders in this election, only Akufo-Addo has demonstrated credibility, and therefore who alone Ghanaians should entrust with their mandate. Thank you for coming, and may God bless us all and bless our nation. Obeye twi na mami. Okay. Near me kan no me boni tofa ewo twi kasemu. Me nyaye kura me kan Dagbani, me kan Hausa, me kan Mampruli ni nyina, so da obi abeti ase. Me nuanom ya babio. Otumfo Nyankopɔn e de yankwa ache yen. Ama ye hia mu bio. Se ye be kai ye ho. Se afi mu no eye December bosome no mu no. Ye koto aba na yi oman yi obi a obedi oman yi so. Every 2021 January akosi January 2025. Na yen MPP for there. Ya disre dia ye di tu mo animu ne se. Munhwe Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo enim na monto aba ne ma ne bio. Esan se ono ena mudi tumi hye ne nsa no. Ode nukuredie, ode mobrohunu, owatema, abadaye, any your friend is saying, "Sa word no, me ya me ketwi ya me mpese me boss sa word no because ne boy me di eni siade hu no ye di bu man ema oman ye den etumpon ye ba ye no nioma kesia Akufo-Addo ka se wo be ye nyina no won se enye no kre na ye ntimi nye because omun hunu bi da omun hunu se obi ahye bo se obeye sa nioma kesia na wetimi ayeda nti ye ya enye yie nti oye trofo ye ka free SHS ye press conference akesia eka wo brofo kasemu. You hear MPP people going around saying free SHS. This is what we call all lie be lie. Nina yeti awaha. Yehu demonstrations akesia ye ena ye to nyum ewo kwan so eka free education 419 free education 419 ye demonstration to sa nyum no wo man mu ha na wan mu na be sa enye ndisi fo wan na be sa we also will be saying bisa se wan mu na yesa na yes I wie no free SHS no ayeden aba say almost a fie biara no ubenya obia ni nua ni wofa sibi ni wofa bi ba ni nana bi hwan akọ free SHS no awenya ho mfaso afei omusi o afei de yanku ntie bio na afei de yeba be maintain no be ye no sene moye ne na pepepe ne ya ye na amana broso minia enya no kre omu hunu ye omu nim ye omu hunu ye omu ni gidie ewom hwe ewiase wo hoi gidie na ye bibiara me ye kremoni me ye kristoni me gidi se me somo no ena ebeje me nkwa nti se madamfo ne wo kristoni na se wo se wo de me kọ osofo ho na wa ye bibia ma menyi didi a de osofo no be no enye djuma sanetie it's just about belief keke nti omu ni gidie biara e wade animu ye ka nkane no omzi o MPP for de oka koko asem a omsi free SHS oka kose ho asem a free SHS ena me ka kire amanfo ne se me amegina ha ne mics bebree wo manimu a me kasa obi aga na fo nyina hwe me Facebook live me wo live on radio ni bibia yi edenti a enya ngomasua nka me ye hwan na nim me papa na hwan na nim me mama eye ngomasua asa na masua ngoma ni ama bin ni afre me doctor eno keke eni afre me doctor ena akufuado afuaso ena odimi aye minister for inner city and zongo development ada enye ngomasua anka me hwan ya ka me nyobia nti ngomasua ehia ene ngomasua ni nti mitimi tokoko e de mama ebusuafo momonom mitimi tokose e de mama ebusuafo momonom obi wo ho a wanya anko school nti no one na mabonten a koko tokra ayeden ayedi nti koko any free SHS no e wo relationship pa e wo ndc for nima na me prove what you said there's a relationship between koko and free SHS. There's a relationship between kose and free SHS. Itino yakaye yare ya abai COVID ebaye kiki na ye bompa ye say COVID no enkunkum Ghanaians bebre ni emfanya politics Akufo-Addo ye president itino amanfo ewu Emma COVID numbers ro Akufo-Addo manage ade na ikofem no omo ye press conference ni ade aka say ye boa ye massage figures no ade won pese Ghana ho fo ho beto omo ya ka say Ghana fo ho to omo a ade na wudi ho etinye no ka say nya nukure politics inti wo pese Ghanaians ewu masa ya nhwe ni yi chese unitima na the quality of say water no e can leadership e kan Akufo-Addo omusi omunhwe Nigeria omunhwe hanom omunfa ombanko school ade na yede mako school e na say nkwala 6 nya COVID yentu schools ni mu enye obia owo onim ne oya nka yetutu schools ni bankola no say omayeden omawie schools no ama say amaman an na nka mo ka say yen copy no omumom eyeden afede omusua yen omu copy yen Kenya no mu ne ade nyina omu be fa Dr. Educhum num ko Kenya say onkoye consultant emma wo mo on free SHS say Ghana ewiase nyina Ghana aye krabehwe Ghana aye icon madam for journalist friend icon no Ghana aye icon a say obia e kan sem wo wiase a oka de bo Ghana din and oka de bo Ghana din because of nipa ene odi Ghana animu no Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo osi ade yo Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo near Dagomba for Amane Hinie Maltina Abudani Akufu Ado the first. And I make say multi what Dagbani Casa Moche say Obia or ya de like or canipabo. Because Dagbon crisis no send no. And yet President Kufuor time 202 na crisis no start here. Crisis no start way back in 18 something. President Bia Abedi Hu Abobo sa eko from Nkrumah to President Kufuor. Wo de fane say enya Kufuor modern born edi peace ba Dagbani Dagbon. Wo de fane say ye nhira. Na say enya obi na otumfo Nyankopon nhira no. Wo de ka say enya modern boy ye nhira keke e na nyame nhira. Say nyame nhira ne de ade wo mpe nhira. Wo mpe say o leader ebe ye obi otumfo Nyankopon nhira na a nhira no ebe kan Ghana fo nyina wo mpe. Inti no o ye den ahemfo na President Kufuor edi omudi edi enu anim no e na Dagomba fo na nkasa omupe e na President Kufuor do ninindie ama peace ayeden abadagbon ama Dagomba fo na nkasa e boni din papa asine hinie ade ani nti wo a wo gina wo nchen de eden regions ye ka say ye be create from independence, Western North, Oti region, Savannah region. Omwaka ena ahafo. Omwaka kan say ye per region. President bi enyo entimi enye kukuduro. Because constitutional processes na e also found na ade ne bemu no. Masa woni kukuduro wontimi nya kukuduro se obefa sa ade ni. But the Kufuor do kukudurufo etimi aye ama se say yenya sa new regency ama se see yenya regional house of chiefs yenya regional administration blocks and ne fairness say for the first time no President Kufuor do say all the departments no yemfa nko si regional capital no inti se ebia regional capital no eye bibie ni a Department of Agric be wo sehwiyoso na ebia health ewo enchi we waha offices ebibe wo na Lergu ebibe wo Gambaga for North East ebibe wo Dambai offices ni bibe wo Akan KJB ni ade de ebe ya development be den ebe spread akobe bia nkane no na uwe krasi remote area na wo yare ni epemoja ana yese wo kaw ni epe anti snake serum de ade a sebe enye otumfo Nyankopon wa yese wu say because of drone delivery services President Kufuor enya vision ede ye enti no say bibi kan oke na ofra say owo widana ana owo madam for Kamal Krom na ntonga drone ebeba be masa de no so e de aba na nton ho ama yaje wo nkwa yesterday zipline services mukai dede aba o man mu ha NDC did and a zipline no cra it's a waste of time. Yenye ambulance. Yeah, zipline. Almost say and zipline here. Ambulances, that's what the people need. You should do ambulance. After you cover ambulance so by and so on. Almost say hospitals. Over her, almost say. Over her, almost says. Dagomba for as a dadam be me or yan sham kabolo dira. But you bolo ni rada ba iko pelo gbalene be kala Kamal iti womo no ye den a omo moye din papada sa enyomo no nkire ye no se nkrofo bi wo wa ye den a omo mo din papada ombebo din papa no na wawu akọ grave your friend saying asamando ansa na ya bo din papa enu bi no oye ze ya omo si we Mowa ben no Ghana hana 55 ambulances pe na wo Ghana 55 ambulances pe na wo Ghana eno kura President Kufuor na ye National Ambulance Service na nkasa President Kufuor na establish inti na de bia me kase wo President Mahama wo ka kire ye say 208 say quote e wo brofo kasem if you vote for party because of roads hospitals schools and interchanges, then you have a weak mind. because every government does roads, schools, hospitals, and interchanges. Unquote. Say Otu Abama Aban and a president. Say obeye u school and now wa kwan and now hospital mawa. Na chese sebi wa dwinswa. Na eno de government bi aye den. Eye. Okay. Ena de bia me bisa say inti yen yi schools ni hospitals ni ade ni free ho. E this ya ban pa o di Ghana so 27 years no. E den o ma ye apart from building roads and schools no. Because ade akese nyina e wo Ghana ha e boa eni biefo eni mobrowafo nyina e ye MPP aban na ye bibiara. Opa freno National Health Insurance Scheme, opa freno mass transportation system, opa freno school feeding, opa freno capitation grant, opa freno 1D 1F, opa freno free SHS, opa freno one planting for food. BBR MPP abai na ye. Mimi anom, mo me enka nokre. Si ye kase abanya tem biara omo baswa Ghana eye den etumpon a eye den eye MPP abai. MPP are buying per ewiase nyina the whole world. There is nothing like Zongo Development Fund. E wo bebia we wiase Ghana per and Zongo Development ho me na me da no. E yakufo do netimi nya sa vision no. Inti minianom ne me ba ya me be kan ewia yi ne se. Yen hwe we no mu nyina na December 2020 yen san to abano emma president Koo Fori na onkra yen bro na yen fa entwa nsuo kese no na yen kɔ ahotomu medamase nyame hyiram.
Manindaya, me vicinity as FM
94.7 Asempa FM so ne Ekosiisen dwumedie na wasugu so awutie no yeda mu nyina ase adofonom esan so mamakwa babio enti ye fia Lisa Hotel aba back into the studios of Asempa 94.7 FM Ekosiisen dwumedie no eni Dr. Abdul Mustafa Hamid and Moten and Kano ono a deputy campaign manager for the NPP in charge of communications and messaging into another nsem atuja ama munyina mwatibi. And the theme for the presentation no the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. 21 minutes after 3. Yet me hear some segment no ebe to amo so ye discussion segment no ebe ba and the maman kai mo say the CEO of the State Transport Company STC Nana Kwame Aba be kan ye hu studio ha sound so and former deputy communications minister and also parliamentary candidate for the NDC ewo Abra Aseibu Kwaman Kese the Honorable Felix of Osukwache Babekanya ho ewo studio ha enti Nana Komia and a Felix of Osukwache ni anyone better say at the discussion segment we have an interesting package for you this Monday afternoon. Mame faster that Emma Yabua for Jumedi so yewo Bong Affordable Housing Project Agbeve Herbal Center or mona di mona soap and a mona cream abrain said the munina yabon who de rabba wo pesa wo honam etoso na uyi nka efri wo de friend body odor me pacho unya mona soap and a mona cream no the soap ni dware wo the cream nasra your skin will look natural and fresh unyi so be fu kama ya wo de friend agbeve fever and also no malaria sa fe na eba sa abama wo ho eto unya bi enomo a eno nso ebeboa wo ena yewo agbeve tonic ena agbeve balm tonic ne nso no ye ma or suffer from menstrual clotted blood flow, Flemish menses, black menses, piles, onumbia ebeko. Bam and so 1 to 2 pompabo or the faswa and also ebeko. Agbave Herbal Hospital, ya wire resafie. Number obefre 0246 595256. Duraplast and so eboy near de dwumadi ebremu Duraplast. Said you wouldn't know eba pipes. Ope UPVC pipes, HDPE pipes, edi aye we dwuma o plumbing works or drainage works, Duraplast. And a din ba kope Duraplast. And no more the water tank, but water tank no a water storage system. Eba with the water level indicator and to be hun nsuo no be bia edu ewo tank nim kama men Canada. And a was CD wash station. And also no a comprehensive hand washing station for your office, your mall, or mall. I'll be to me see sorry where Jumemu fee baby biara nipa ebebiano or the CD wash station is where seminar umia baby seminar baby umia baby insure about the own kama. Duraplast was 7 year king in Krahai or North Industrial Area. Kumasan so Abuabo Light Industrial Area will for Chrome. Number near 0244 336 665 0244 336-665. Where Duraplast goes, remember, water flows. Obapa Company Limited and so at the Africa Queen Mackerel, Obapa Sardine, and Obapa Tomato Paste Abajaso. Nina Papa, a man quamu de mediane a de kama. Number Obefrey 0302 668357. Now, when your Bapa for Etrimi, Eddie and Como. The anti-malarial of choice, a Leumatrona. Me pacho say, Ebia wo no feel feverish. As I watch you go so kakra wuti we ya what dream ya say when malaria there be in susu keke e was so quiet test unya test positive for malaria kawakoma to yem Leumatrona e wo ho ema ye obi man kwala ye obi man panyifo bebi e ton no organ he biara obenya biato nisi pharmacy na dia ba enti unya test ne e ka say when malaria pe Leumatrona and e was say oto o pedudu atu a 0208 305 676 or say it's a trusted anti-malarial for the family. Ekosiisen suni Asempa FM. Emra so yere here some segment no bremo for from now till say yere a discussion segment no ebehehye so amamo. Some 25 minutes after 3. EcoBank Ghana Prostate 60, a healthy prostate, a healthy life, JL Dankwa, Thesak Real Estate, Freshman, Fresh Lady, and a Fresh Co capsules. Omunyina boy na yere me here some segment no etumi ebrema wan hene kwabena santiat na so man akwaba na pom to say.
Well, me we.
And then we'll go straight into the issues.
But before probably me will be a quick one and come Ghana contractor for road especially at the appropriate building contract by road for no. I think reasonable number of them no more shoddy works. It this piece and I was Sprinters Road no.
Okay.
The OES are quite no. Meaning whether it's under this regime and I say NDC, I can't really recollect, but poor job.
This pizza.
Yeah.
Spintex
yes, Spintex. Shoddy work. It's so to talk. A tutu. And I so tell what is a river Denshu. You know.
Wow.
Quota. Yeah, quota. Omoguso. Whichever way. I think a lot of contractors or more when they cry and then we give them opportunity to do these jobs for us. Majority of these works, they even travel 6 months. They even travel even 10 months. And I say 1 year. Now I say, and nobody is holding anybody responsible. Because you can't be ni hodada. It's the amount of Freddy Juma on behalf of Ghana. We should stop the excuses. This country, we are full of excuses and we are always quick to say sorry, but we don't mean and we don't understand sorry. What can sorry in the crowd? We are not there now. Can't sorry no. I feel kind of very worse off. 82 contractors, because there were a lot of areas. Sana Montuna Koswa, Ozi Gukwanso, Adiachia, Obana Quano, as I mean, as you say, so to talk 3x4 day. It's going to expose most of these contractors. Unfortunately, most of these contractors are local contractors. Bribia da Omusu say, Yamo Mojumanya. Niama Wajumanya says, whatever brainy there. That's why always we will run quickly to the foreigner to do most of our projects for us. That's unfortunate. Potem Bebri.
But I think that the road ministry said local contractors or Moma road contract, no, they would publish their names.
Yeah,
against
we have to start doing that.
Because when them say where your name, sir, at this pizza,
very bad. We have to start doing that because so hot to say the pubida and the
in the Yaboni, we name and shame.
We have to do that.
A
lot of contractors are short-changing us. A lot of them. And you road in
begin publishing names.
A lot of contractors. They are short-changing us. And the young couple that been the intimacy Kwame Nkrumah years and still counting motorway or who do baby a motorway patching and expose even baby a patching in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. The whole crowd are patching I said to 2. And what kind of contractors are we breeding? Very bad.
That's true.
Very, very bad.
That's true.
It's your money, they be a Diane Quine, Nasama box, Aquine, and Hoka. Why? A man here, Sicadi, and you might be brave. It must say the appeal is to urban roads or the Ministry of Roads and Highways and whichever agency are relevant in this discussion. Mestre. Yen to an ammonia hold contractors to some of these things because Jim Bajigan can contract 6 months, 1 year crime mana equina said to 2.
And we cannot control that part.
No.
In the name of nationalism.
No.
Nationalism.
No, today
Ghana for the year.
No.
The track record.
If you cannot live up to expectation now, should you work because man is some day be a say quachi. Kakana edima on a family say, yeah, Juma for on our behalf. No, to papa there. Then we should look elsewhere.
But the contractors will also tell you, say, Sikane de to contract this way
yeah.
That is what we hear.
That percentage na say omukika say.
A quite way 60 million. But the Ebeko contractor in same one
Obi, we are all cowards. Any contractor worth his salt. Normally I say enya kukudra anka senti ene we bi enya. Now your contractor na kwa be na say kwa nyina be 60 million Ghana cedi. Na 60 million Ghana cedi the amount 45 million Ghana cedi. Indeed, if that is the case, say for 60 million worth of road. Now G koya me me kwa mbra. Now one kasa contractor and consultant, contractor, one ye kubuni. No contractor.
Ekosiisen on.
So we should stop that thing there. Your man kwa na say ye be we ni akwana G catch the oji. When the G says Canada, Untiminia Quacacha de Ogie. Who be a so you be a Timena Kudru, Aboriginal Ghana contractors. Nobody. If we don't start pointing and bringing such people out, not quite to the Biana say, only able as a contractor. We have a problem because no Sika. Whereas we could have used that money for other things, you know. Essentially, I need Juma pa auguma me this flimsy excuse. There's a contractor for ni be there. Won't kaka omano and say the Msikadama oma and so. Msikadama and so Bishop. Say Dimboni beba so there. Msikadama and so. Now who cause him? This is an urgent appeal to the road minister. Ya kasa ya Newton han say ya tigata mati atia. Debi atia ne gu kwanje. Na sa dwuri na egum. Negu kwanchen ni asa dwuri na gum yes asentwe ye ho aso ye ho twe ho aso because Ghana for them say baby edu no me hu say si anyiri ye ho ni antini aba na we so pa obi it will become the same Ghana.
I mean and I think said the World Bank
it will become the same Ghana.
Who is the World Bank to me blacklisted company?
It will become the same Ghana. You did not follow compliance protocols. Papa.
In the year
exactly.
The next 2 years.
Exactly.
We should begin doing that in Ghana. At least the political class should have that boldness not to say una we Ghana hire best contractor. A quite we the man why a shoddy work.
Exactly.
For the next 2 years.
And surprisingly, we have our so-called consultants plying this road every day and do my question. Report. Near jail scot free. Why?
Yeah.
Because they will hide under the umbrella of politics. Why?
This guy.
Running consultancy for this particular project. The report I just seen to her where yes, all reports from the 1 to Z. Good. Bibi kama. Insure pete pena kwani. Why?
And those people are still
they are still there. Why?
But contractors need, the so-called supervisors should be named and shamed. So in going forward, that's what the road ministry should help us do that. Indeed, they should publish names of contractors against roads.
Because we can be 8 years near to 2, 5 years near to 2, 4 years near to 2, 1 month near to 2. Now we sound
people. There should be consequence for wrongdoing.
Exactly.
Say no amadia.
There
should be consequences.
Because they be no credit now man for drifting from the economic it's impossible. Very much impossible. It is a new patriotic party. This weekend making Ghana move say the campaign team kojo ba the man is part of their campaign team in the Asante Achim North. MP no asem court train can we. Yes.
Okay, campaign team being.
Omati will be constituency and I think I should join the constituency no. Why?
Na constituency o monto aba. Omunya parliamentary candidate ana.
Na seven okay. Nipa no for you the hon mo magija to mo recognize so omunyi to. Asem so that's your court. But so me enka. I say am say. Mo se me enka we. Mo se me enka.
Am say no so me te so ye nioma bi wo.
When people do you see no I can program in pesa de. So only me din koma. Enye say on ye no be no ye. The all ye say on nam yes so be ko independent no. Na am say tie. Ye ntu obi a politicians will start getting it right. And who your MP, who your president, and you birthright. Both political parties. Yes, both political parties.
Contested primary. Yes. You went to parliament.
And
you think that
we shouldn't talk about this. Me say, leadership failure, media failure is a big problem. We don't care which party is in power or is in opposition. If it is not good, it is not good today. Tomorrow it will not be good. That's why we always talk about politics of principle. It's like we are not seeing the colors, the MPP colors or the NDC colors. Is irrelevant to us. What is material? It's idea right. Because Ghana first and these political parties will follow suit.
Yes.
Why? It's Yama say, well, you swap everything. Yeah, unless MPP Kojoba Ajimai and people can campaign, then we should move on.
A decision should be made.
Yes.
No, but I'm surprised though. Say, wait 3 months or so to go to election. The MPP is unable to decide on one constituency. It even doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because Obi again, another make one say Mustafa Betna, Minister Betna. Now me catch me say. We are not going to sit down again for political parties to give us juicy and refreshing promises and nobody holds them responsible or accountable for that. It's impossible. We should be freer. We subject your free to another me catch a honorable Tetechai.
Yeah.
Me see, this is a party and most more challenges with the freebies by this administration. Moba most freebies no. So what do you mean? How do I believe you're free? How? If we don't subject them to this scrutiny, if you convince me that your freebies they are real, they are on point, that is the truth. So then I will tell you that next time, so as soon as I see the freebies bar, keep quiet, shut up.
Keep quiet.
You can't take us for granted again. You can't. So we beg of these political personalities and parties, and Mr. Ghana for Mama Yan Shasia and Minister Ghana for. Say every 4 years biano esa ye fu nti ye beka say the ebeko bi an enkwa. That is where abnormalities become normal. Bibia ya abnormal but ye fun normal. A lot of things that we demonstrate oditropa very abnormal. You say a normal.
Asempa FM.
Or you koshini pa. You say a normal. Or kasa anyhow. You say a normal. Adansi Kumu, yes, are you normal? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why?
These are very interesting points.
Yeah, why?
And I think seriously, before say, Mekwa, say, Yenu penny Koo Fori, Bibi Atono.
Yeah.
But Minfa Winchem say back to equity again. And I think we have to tell. Honorable Amase, I mean, likable personality. The last time we needed
it is not a question. You see, listen.
But maybe
no, I'm saying brief. No, say adiam na si ebeko ha. Ye ko ha, ye wie e chiri flama no de ho nka obi nne ahemfu hyiaw ade a chiri asofu bi hyiaw ye wan. Why do people think that they are something? Me tell me wan. Me fuma. Can't I just come and say my fum, Mr. Mo, mama me shift to a different area. Humility is losing this country. Obi oba bread once they be no. Contempo for na da for na doso. Na ka wo de obetu obi as mrashe be jeni. Obi abetu a osimi de meko independent. Why? And people are just watching. What is telling me is that they say one man man you say near. Maza. Survival is difficult. Exactly. When me could be a 68 bed or mimi kroma maybe subject to the patriotic party for say why few minutes to elections. Now I could afraid I'm money about me half region. So I'm going to ask these questions. In the case of Papa Obe interview, me yonko pa bank cry 2000 or tell me baby I won't cry. Busano. In the case of Koo Fori Fire Service, Busanta won't be do.
Ni fie hon.
Busano. Professor knows yes so empower now Ghana National Fire Service for. Busano, every account to be all over Ghana. Fire service for readiness and preparedness. Always in doubt. Would when two amuswa, ufie beshi, office beshi, uwe beshi, ube duana atun twatwa. Why? What country is this?
Yene Koo Fori be din komo yeba. There was another gruesome murder of one of our nation's leading lights in law.
Sad one.
Law lecturer.
Sad one.
Professor Bennett.
Sad one.
In the Baba be di hon komo how it all happened and all of that, you know. Would have to and omana me check records be. So you find even from the year 2000 bar, the number of murder cases are who I am yet to know which one are yet me are concluding investigations on. I can't recollect one. So okay, enin GJ president.
Many na yajmo hashefem. Many na yajmo hashefem.
Ubebusa say ne de na kosi saying. You can recollect all of them up until now. Bebre.
Papa, I know what time I was in bank, no Bank of Ghana, where GCB, and it's sensitive into a pamcho not to just tell the families that ABR. What I say?
Yeah, JB Dankwe do the honorable. Okay, Mami, I saw Gapoha be there. The list is endless, you know, and also they are so dear by the Ghana police force, and the system we've built as a country, your investigative systems and all of that, because so when you kumobi, now your mama toe on the act, and and we cannot build a country like that. My any Koo Fori any and come on, una wako a day na to wadam for
very horrible. In fact, I mean, na me ni say a bit me because I friend of that. Namaza me na say some of movements in Photoshop was the say obi pese or trendy keke no akofasa musisemu abeta and he cried. In fact, Sunday ne maame me koto ne maame ne sister ne kunu ana ne sister ne mawo and me ankasa I shed tears, me also shed tears. The enemy shared tears. It was not about the property now. Ashino. It was about quiet nyame faswa. Oyi ni free. Ankene ye ka say RIP. Rest in perfect peace. Ni akosua keke enim sa ni eja no ni akuja ne kwai. Nti the nyame ayen no. If you listen to the narration, no walking me through kwa fast we pie here or that big blast no e onechi no. Obi na wusie nkwa say ekuni pa simple. Simple
on a simple
cheap. It will kill you. Koo Fori wa man so Koo Fori akwaba na apom to saying
me yehu an me for no mo so no
nyame adom yeso ye ho ye pa we de yen hyase ne ye ma o yakọ wode atu ye emre mu eden ba yenim se nyankopon ekra o mu nti obeka ho nkaka na boye mu what happened the day they see
I'm say something new. Area now I have some family members with me. My movie to somewhere eat something, and I'm okay so moko. And you know, omoko ya na mtutu miketi na me call straight to the bedroom. Na me call tall. And you know, movie Ghana's most beautiful, and me shippy. Information I had a call from US. And I'm an independent answer. I say, come on, now, but now, come on, keeping me awake. All of a sudden, my TV went off. And to me, what time I was in, I thought that it was time and I catching up. To me, quiet for a little while.
Ekosiisen on a simple FM.
And I'm so, my TV nickel off. No, I sorry, not share. So that got me up to the TV, and I realized there was no power on the socket. And you know, make curtains. If I want to, instead of the car, and light to be anyhow. So I decided to come out and then see, say, general blackout and I said visa. Into me be me bedroom door na me tea sent to be I said be she. So I quickly moved to my kitchen. Then yeah the hall. Into me curtains na ba hall. Let me say who you will see with fire coming out of the air condition. Pum, pum, pum. Sana air to it go for more. You know, smoke into no me who but me who say janona air to. You know, my basa me who say me come at you to me bram anymore. To me team with Jesus Jimmy. And you know, me yeah Anna something just asked me to move out. Na me kata me hene na me close my eyes. Na me fa mo be the main gate you know. Nti me pie na me bie me hene na ewa
on Asempa FM.
Me bo sa all I heard was boom. Well, hall. What is a explosion a jano gig. I had no option than to be shouting, calling for help. To my next door neighbor, and I'm a friend, no, Dimrika by. Now, open who you know, say, no, this is beyond the two of us. Until quickly, no friend, there is on first fire service for. And on also Pierre Bontin, Memamro. Until we have some few guys in the area.
Call me back over there, over to us. My main kite for say in summer, in your opinion, case, obviously, pictures now. And the videos are Kwasempa FM Facebook page CC your live streaming it will be who the fear no aye inside no how we jano aye fear one there then you appreciate the narration out the mind is a in CC just log on to Asempa 94.7 FM na ko share Facebook videos no and afi pictures maybe yenya penny Koo Fori popular Ghanaian actor and broadcaster ni fie aija eto mu kwesi there who narration or they the videos now are rolling on our Facebook live streaming. Brapin into Asomaye.
Yo, Medasi.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Area boys need be by now we my blog so know they are bought a window glass in mo pine now pine here to annually is you into me how don't they banoko chain the host
Asempa
FM the wall so by honor. Yeah, bomb there two space for goods one like I say. Yamiadum, a jana about form. You know, Yetimu Jani, the night as everything in the hall was gone.
And me patrol from videos now, me and mostly, no engineers be catch us say a jar sana. Yes, you might think say the whole structure no mafom. By be a mafom ba a heaty walls na ma. See, I don't maintain it.
They need to scrap the scrapo, some the scrapo, and some are almost are replacing it with other cement or other bubble with but the POP roofing and all they putting in there before.
And in Ashi.
Yes.
Wow. Me patrol a year 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms apartment, 4 bedrooms,
three bedrooms.
3 bedrooms apartment. Didn't he? Yes. Apart from the hall, no other rooms now in Shibi.
Shibi and she na smoke no, especially the bedroom hotel.
Yeah.
I couldn't even identify the color of my bedsheet. We see now, even me there, me papa say, we see now same money na ceiling no cry white. Normally you painting a white, you know, it's turned to black.
Wow.
All the kitchen and the other rooms, you know.
Wow.
Including bathrooms and all that.
And that just more quench fire, more doom jano, more effort. Fire service one I may do hunt them, right?
No, I'm about near we.
No more
we. I'm about near do January.
Is this a more in your montamana?
Apparently, Panini by the north say, call Ekosiisen control room, and the control room have to call. Say station was and branch before, you know, almost airback, and you know. Next think you from more direct, you know, but that's a call you could see baby na some bomb honentina a more delay. Yeah.
Would they have and commitment service situation would do hunt them?
Probably yes.
Wow. And to make us say from what layman's way, no, the source of the fire no was air conditioner blasting.
Yeah, from the air
on
conditioner.
Asempa FM.
Wow.
From the air conditioner.
Wow. Inti yeah, say no. Oh yeah, then where are you lodging? What's happening?
Currently they're in a hotel, but we are in a waiting hall. I'm sorry. Me ba me be adwuma POP for no sliding windows for no so adwuma carpenters and so adwuma and name na we see in access and now so we are still washing and cleaning.
Oman me videos so there me share because me fridge and a panel every other thing in there is
fridge na agency makohwe me kohwe no minua panyin no de mitimi ka chense we de mahodi no ba fridge ni de metro pepe na esi ho no
e de amano
fridge kase bi ndi de me ka chense de metima ya amano na on shedi because emi de say otiase say otiase nko ade a so otiase enko wo dia a lot of things just that you could see say it's not a joke. In some crowd is gonna cause an way. And clearly you could see that it's not a joke. Honestly, yes, our type now. Uncle MBSSI and our mame and our uncle or the Beshan Motion. Well, Mestre say it is not from him. Obi Osusu Obi Timi Abuani Biano. We all need help at a point in time.
I mean,
so what I say.
Now, say
made them our appeal. Say Obia because wasum Ghana in so many ways. So what I say. Indeed, Obia also use Ubetimi Abua with cement. With him the Abua with Eno.
Bibi at least Bibi a decorative hall. Because you can help because in television everything is gone. Everything is gone. And basically I mean, emre ni it's opposite what say we be do. Emre wakwa ho hihie
exactly.
And e wasa what say no odo. Enti de wo ho eno no. Na yenhwe ni ntumi emmoa enia no. And ebia be free say eye nua be ya, eye nua Koo Fori
Seth Kwabena Chere Kakari.
Seth Kwabena Chere Kakari of Electoral fame. Radio Gold fame.
Because one of our comedians on this Asli it way kakrana yesu ayesre no na ni fie osu nim se ni nuanom so omo ya de comedy
okay
omo si yesu kra ejai him and I love that spirit yes abebuto kra so at as Sunday ayi na yesu bo mu wie no avie we osi yesu kra ejai him ni se nyame de me nko ache me de ne ma papa
I mean it's a Sunday then Sunday
yeah
wow
Keke me say MBSSI for be consider why na epia
no but say bia number bi o why betime dia to dwa na akon bi akoma no person oboa through mobile money we can do that. I mean you betime yes ade
na keke o number
Patrol 0242 10 54
98 okay
0242 105498.
Me ba try no. Super. Okay. Enti kakra bi obi abenya bi a obetimi de aboa yenia Koo Fori no wasan eputi the pieces together na betimi aboa because me hwe them hopa I can see. I mean say unim Koo Fori you know so you be a
live boy.
He knows what time it is, you know. Enti them hono ekoyi papa ni nyina just one night bibi etimi abada Koo Fori ntima yema yakobio na yema wo hyede emmoa bi a yenso yebetimi ne yebehwe ede aboa why that's a pa nyamisha wonso nyamisha that's Ekosiisen so ni o man ma menhwe number ni hia me so obesia ti
0242 105498.
Okay, that's the mobile money number. So we will be able to be Koo Fori 0242 105498 0242 105498 na yenyina ye mo ano na on sign so enyina ne nan so ebio Ekosiisen ne high Asempa 94.7 FM will be sad news with Koo Fori situation. This is the reason why all of us must buy the phobia assure product. Another one.
Phobia ne dey no. Kameto kotoko ai product.
I think we are doing come one thing about app and say how many of us in Suna insurance your properties in general.
Yeah. I was catch was say not to me for part because me kon ehu ebe da me say hey. Then we need that obi do baby so. Insurance companies no would you omadi with omaju media no. Oh. Et say can say impanyimfo we na say fachu. I say Ghana from paying for material fee bi omokojo pension. The frustration is too much. So what I say
they should
revisit this issue about
to insurance. Confidence. Unim said the whole Ghana bet 2% of the population. Anyway, insurance 2%, like insurance at Timia capture only 2% of the population.
Get to the 2% and know the type of people you're talking about.
You see? And I think they should also demystify this whole insurance thing. Oh, kope usika ena kofa police wa munkwaya marking kofa webra kofa report webra o mame odi 20 years na the picture to saying nioma basa.
They should wait out of it to make it as simple as
money is simple. Now at least you see what these things bring up and they say when you show car you know o dying bibia ufi say a year valuable no you have to insure it. I mean, the popular way is okay. Uye insurance, unya sign up onto insurance, and ubi biyan say that. And that insurance, ni be we say Kim.
Car comprehensive. Now we go third party. That now be you. Well, na PK support him come about commission of 68 bed facility. We not say on maybe I prefer. We say this is what we have to subject political parties to. We are asking for more because I know money there.
Absolutely.
So what I say, clearly, you hear more because hospital has no. You hear more. The president might have done well, but essence the be the young kind of crunch there when you na did throw the young councilman fatality. Obi to be misrepresent the facts no. It me say, ampa asa have from come kroma 68 hospital bed facility. Oh, president me hear more. And no time no for be count because I can't 3 months per hour after no be me hear more. Me hear more.
It is one Kenya say. To story neka say. At Kenya, where the president commissioned a 68-bed ward, doctors' accommodation, and children's ward at Kenya's government hospital. Nana Kofi Ebri, of Kenya's number one, recounted how during the last visit by the president to his town, Simple. You see, during the president visit to his town, he appealed for the construction of several amenities for the community.
Was it several?
Also, we pleaded with him to construct our roads for us. And we also needed a TVET institute. He didn't ignore our request. As we can see, machines are on the road.
Even the road. But we just to hold him 2 weeks. Okay. My friend Kofi Job. My first sector ministers, and it'll be a chance you have So what I say, and this is what I mean.
But we also said that we needed mobile phone network at Wamahineso. You have done it for us, and we are grateful. The Kenya's number one chief added that Nana, since assuming office, you have helped in our development. Many of the youth are employed. When you look at the free senior high school you implemented, it has helped the poor. Ghanaians, thank you. When we look at NAPCO, all those who have completed universities have been employed. Nana, Ghanaians, thank you. The one constituency, one ambulance has also come to help deliver. Nana, in all these, you never left a Sutifi out.
Sutifi North.
Or say, okay, Asutifi was not left out. We have our fair share. We thank you very, very much. I think the chief
now Achim members meeting this time. Who come then cry? Members meeting so far. Be a machina. Manso Mosiaso. That is the way you was there. Who come?
Make wine the poto. Make wine a poto. That's how the that was some pine by a castle contractor was so. Yeah, the almost framable materials. So
you have to continue to talk about it.
A quining co. In the Mansoon Quanta, Mansoon Mosiaso, a Sunyuni area of the
and because you bet my yama you call any minor
you use platform
of course
to advocate.
So what I say, you bet my
contractor crowd that Mansoon Mosiaso me kwan so de me sre we ni die mu a monhwe na monye ho
no ma onye shoddy work so
yes yen so
ye ni ye preko
absolutely
and yes how dem pepere ho be satisfy obi satisfy mansofo no ye na yesi ehia kwan no di ye ni ye man yes that's it yes how be kika wonim na ade be chi no na ni na say tutu debi that's what you're looking for.
That's true. We say happy birthday to Rudolph ni Okan Ashon or Bawe CP and to my Equiapim brother JB of Insawim. God bless you both, Nana Hesi or Jerry and anyway Abba. Belated birthday wish to you, Nana Abena Fianco Kwansa of Pentecost Preparatory School, Medina, from your parent Mr. and Mrs. Fianco Kwansa and siblings all of Ebri Equiapim, wishing her all the best in her BECE. Kofigo, thank you. We say please kindly wish one of my loyal sons, JB of Insawim, a better than ordinary birthday in his new age. Yeah, may grace overtake every plot of disgrace in this new age. Mami Efiakoto to you, JB.
Don't for a free commercial. Say my friend Mami Efiakoto be friend no ne you know.
Mami Efiakoto Nixon.
There be ne humanitarian organization.
Okay, AAN. Yeah, Efiakoto Nixon Foundation International.
Okay, Efiakoto Nixon Foundation International.
Yeah.
Different is AAN Foundation. Simple as that. Yeah. Well, Obi Michelle, Adeba Kwanka Wakam say, young common between was about this issue of Papana. Teaching is a university lecturer.
Yeah.
So what is
law lecturer, no problem.
Yeah, teaching in
solid man. Solid man. I mean, this should be a test case for the Ghana Police Service. At least for once, no. Let people know, say, you cannot murder people. Now, say, yancho on the act, uko free.
Obi.
We've.
Anna, the Ghana, so we are missing police service. Service with integrity. Momentarily integrity. Because there are a lot of people with information, but they don't trust the Ghana Police Service.
Yes.
This is Bullion Vania, or Makutia Fasuya, or Mudia Dijume. Nipa binum ti community society ma wonu be hu ba bi omko bie sesi kana no obi an goka because okoka osuro se ye be kwa koyi nipa na eden ama
I think there are some professional police officers,
but that's what I'm saying
when they are made to lead some of these, because I recall say timer tete yohonu ebe Greater Accra Regional Police
yohonu
the evidence is clear.
In
fact, police for create or more intelligence unit now more than the two no. The evidence is clear. I mean, it was that time now Greater Accra robbery cases they were able to arrest a lot of these gangs. You know, there are professional policemen there. We just have to deploy them well and make sure that some of these investigations, some of these guys would lead, because information people are somehow confident all the information they will protect you.
One of the biggest challenges force and say people fear to volunteer information to the Ghana Police Service,
because
and when they volunteer they are not guaranteed. Yes, I'm hearing that Best Farmer 2012
Best Farmer. Okay.
He's been caught up in an allegedly illegal water connection. In crimes or the year full, ensure a supply a reasonable percentage of a certain community.
And away Ghana what ensue.
That's the challenge. Tinipa was a residents of Mataheku community Ningo Pram Estate. I'm sure I'm saying report now Ako sector minister or Ako Ghana Water Company Limited or Ako Sa Miana Kwa Misremo Senukurebi Woma. Oh ye kuya yo dear. We respect you for that. Irrigation, the Ghana water phones you now. Irrigation. Irrigation. It is sound here. Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources, Ghana Water Company.
They should move in quickly.
Rectify the situation. Now, reasonable number of residents, because the residents are complaining.
Yeah, that's true.
And if that is the case, it's worrying.
Yeah.
So as intimacy, Obia and fam running Shana Bassani Tini call and Shani JP non fan and to the button Kosa. Not nobody holds him or her responsible for anything.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Obi. Please extend my greetings to Omaihene and tell him I missed him last Friday when I had the opportunity to visit your station. Please tell him and your listeners that yesterday I was vetted and my position on the ballot paper for our incoming primaries is number 2. Number 2 to represent our party slogan, Too Sure, 2 direct.
One.
Asaki, Samson, Awingobit, PNC.
Me many pa autonam na afero de ko you know.
Oh, auton.
No. Oh, na say no boss for Saku no.
Say importers and exporters.
Oh, na say nam ton ye found it. Ye nam fra man on the bar. I'm a beneficiary to it. If me on nam adwuma.
Oh, okay.
What supply me fish ni?
Asaki Awingobit.
Yeah, what supply fish?
Friday oba ha na easy.
Oh, when you sweating what the person change Ghana.
Hey, matter.
Ebini
ideas in trade and industry dey home.
And I'm fan and chairman position in money. As I saw president as let him.
Yeah. How an ideas nothing there.
I told him man penny.
Any president abeding. Asaki Awingobit.
Beyond the normal.
Oh, too much.
Asaki Awingobit.
Awingobit. Samson.
Number 2 on the ballot.
Former primaries, no.
As in which party?
PNC. Oko PNC. Yeah.
Oko parliamentary candidate for Abia, one of the young people.
No, wako parliamentary candidate was Simon Olusu Poto. Osu onya 800 and something.
Men for adjectiveness Olusu ba Poto there.
Na onya 800 and something voter. But so when that president there, Simon go bring over 100,000 votes. And I'm saying,
Asempa FM.
Asaki Awingobit or a brutal. We say I was jaw broken when I heard news of Prof. Bennett's gruesome murder. It's rather unfortunate that the renowned academic had to die in a similar fashion, just as JB, a former MP for Ebuakwan North. I sometimes feel like fighting when I hear the principal suspect in that case, one Daniel Asiedu alias Sexy Dondon, engage in his shenanigans. I am just hoping that the 4 who have been arrested in Prof. Bennett's case will assist with investigations to help bring to book the perpetrators of such a heinous crime. R.I.P. Prof. Say Obama in Prof.
Na me mpese saadi we say me kakra na me so makome sorry. Yeah, the a member of parliament. JB where yeah. Gruesome murder. Onu kwa di nya pointers kakra.
And
the family should forgive me.
Yeah, about murder.
So painful.
Really difficult to prove. Very difficult.
Well, you are coming from that background, but
very difficult to prove.
But Yahuki cannot to show our seriousness. It's key.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's key. Sophisticated. And yes, sir. So one chini panel in the act. It becomes really you need a sophisticated system. A bit me abuanya side. Yes, it's always very
Obi, Mompe sector minister education. Me sorry.
Okay.
On this matter of free SHS. Private schools.
Now say Oshia last week and
yeah, but is it true that
no, I read a statement from the education ministry say na emfa free SHS on the reopening date now I think. Who's the president can say January 2021 no be schools no.
Okay.
And private schools no issues with that. And I think money minister Kokoshia. I don't know if the meeting touched on private free senior high school. I don't think so.
So nothing of a sort.
I don't think so. Now that makes it sound of money need income, right?
Yeah, but when I'm just saying clarity. Belgium has done its own, but clarity is important.
Okay. It's true. I get you. Obi, don't forget Fennec Ochre, who was murdered as well. Yeah. It has not been investigated till date. Kwekuchum. Yeah. Kwakese manager no. Showbiz. Yeah. Kwakese manager no. Kwekuchum were UK. Kwekuchum, thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, the list is endless, I tell you. The list is endless. Happy birthday to JB in Sawem from 2CO Terrier Emmanuel, Bobby Big Boss of the Ghana Prison Service. Okay, Bobby Big Boss, good afternoon to you as well. This one says, good afternoon, Obi. Please wish Chairman Amansan Boafo of Amasaman Network a happy birthday for me. Thank you. And thank you as well. Ekosiisen Ewa Sempa 94.7 FM. Good afternoon, Obi. I'm listening to you guys live from Mayera inside Amasaman. Obi, please help me tell the road minister to remember the people of Mayera. Okay. Now, we are also part of Ghana, especially in the year of roads. Leo Amasaman. Leo in Amasaman. Once we have life, we are in a position to recover anything we lose in life. Our hearts go out to Koo Fori. Hashtag Ekosiisen, Alex Martinson, Koo Fori Dia, and Odewe Abba. Where is a tell of mine? I'm Charles Quatten, commercial manager of Heart of Folk, Team Papa. Oh! Charles Cotton, only commercial manager of Heart of Folk. Okay, and then how the phobia share product by and all. Ekosiisen. But about Montia, we might be a bar. Yeah, the discussion segment. No, so Nana Komia, a CEO of and as MD, managing director of the Ghana State Transport Company STC. Oba Bekayensa ewo studio ha. Sounds so and a parliamentary candidate for the NDC. Ewo Abra Sebu Kwaman Kese, former Deputy Communications Minister. Felix Kwachofosu. Etnase. Yeah, the discussion segment.